Why do we get diseases? Why do men have their hair falling out and they go bald? Why do women get patches in their hair as well and they start losing hair and they get autoimmune disease? So everything is biblical. It's all about sin separating us from God. And being in a fallen world, we're prone to sin, and then sin destroys us. So it's very important that we understand what sin does. It separates us from God, but it also kills us. So Jesus Christ is the truth, the way, and life. So what does that mean? He gives you life. When you're separated from God, you slowly start decaying. You slowly start dying, physically and spiritually and mentally. You just start getting destroyed out here, because that's what sin was made for, was to kill us and separate us from the love of God. So in Leviticus 13 explains that. He's talking to Moses and Aaron and the priests how to diagnose the boils that we get. So if you get some kind of skin rash, you get some kind of boils on you, just remember that can be a plague that God's putting you under because you sin too much. You're in a lot of sin, and that's the wickedness, because there's a consequence to your actions out here in this world, especially when you're living in pleasure and sin. You're going to have all these plagues come onto you, and that's something that we all have to understand. You can either put blessings on your life or curses on your life, and that's why we have free will, and God gives us that choice. But if you disobey and God gives you over to a reprobated mind, then he can put a curse on you, because the God, Lord Jesus Christ, and God, they do put blessings on people for disobedience, and that's things that we have to remember too as well, especially walking on this path, trying to do the best that we can do. Of course, we're not going to be perfect. Of course, we have faith and grace. Of course, we have all these. But at the same time, we have to understand what sin is and what it does to us. So this was very powerful. That came to me in Revelations, that God started showing me and stuff. And everything is biblical on these diseases, on sickness. When you get skin tags and rashes and all that, that's just disobedience towards living in sin. So if you know family members, you yourself, others are going through this, it kind of gives us a better understanding. And that's why wisdom from the Bible and God is so powerful, that we can understand this. And that's why it's hidden. That's why Satan does not like when you find this truth out, because you can start battling in the spirit with it. You can start healing the people with it. So yes, why us men, we go bald a lot of the times is because we're living in sin. We're living so much in pleasure. We're living in so much addictions. Women too, they get, little spots in their hair, and they have long, beautiful hair, and their hair starts falling out. That's because the plagues that are coming onto women living in wickedness. So what sin is going to do, it's going to start decaying your body slowly. You're going to wonder why there's people out there that their teeth just fall out, because the body's decaying. Their feet start, crumbling up, or their hands get tight like this. There's so many things that we can explain, but the major thing we need to understand is sin separates us from God, and then it decays our bodies mentally, physically, and spiritually. We just get drained out to the point that we just die and we're not here no more, because that's the wages of sin, is death. And that's why Jesus Christ came to restore us and humans and humanity in this fallen world, so we can have life abundantly. Peace and blessings.